All right, we're going to talk about adding decimals first. So you can see here we have two problems. The first problem says add 8 and 1300ths plus 2 and 7600ths. First thing we're going to do, as you can see right here, is we're going to estimate. Estimating helps us to make sure our answer is reasonable and it makes sense. That's a really big part of math, checking to see if these answers, if what we get, if they make sense. So 8, if we rounded it, it would be about 8. 8 and 1300ths would be about 8, and then 2 and 7600ths would be about 3. So over here you can see 8 plus 3 is 11. So our answer should be relatively close to 11. So what we're going to do when we actually solve the problem, you can see right here, and I'll write it off to the side, is they have 8 and 1300ths. And then the most important part is that we line up the decimal. Lining up the decimal allows us to line up the correct place value. So we have 8 and 1300ths and then 2 and 7600ths. You can see that my decimal point is lined up. You can see where my cursor is. That is so important, or else we're adding different place values and we'll get a completely different answer. So when we do this, we have 6 plus 3 is 9, 7 plus 1 is 8. I bring down my decimal, and then I do 8 plus 2 is 10. So you can see we got the same thing. 10 and this decimal is, you can say and 10 and 8900ths, which is about 11. So yes, our answer is definitely reasonable. Now let's add this one. You can see they added another place value. So we have 1 and 459 thousandths. And then we're going to add 23 and 7/10. So this is going to look a little funny, but we still have to line up the decimal. So we're going to line up the decimal this way. We have 23 and 7/10. Now this looks way funny because there's some blanks right here, like there's nothing there. And so you can go ahead and put zeros there because we know that 7/10 is the same as 70/100ths, which is the same as 700 thousandths. So now it doesn't look quite as funny. We added in our zeros, and we can do that every time we solve this type of problem. We have to double check, make sure our decimals lined up so that we can add their correct place value. So we have done that. I'm going to add now. 9 plus 0 is 9. 5 plus 0 is 5. 7 plus 4, 4 plus 7 is 11. So I'm going to carry my 1. I'm going to bring down my decimal point. 3 plus 1 is 4 plus 1 is 5. And then I'm going to bring down my 2. I don't have anything to add. If you wanted to put a 0 there, you can, but you don't need to. So I got 25 and 159 thousandths. Now I'm going to check to make sure that's reasonable. Well, 1 and 459 thousandths I would round that down to about 1. So I have 1, and then 23 and 7/10 would be about 24. So 1 plus 24, oops, not sure what happened there. 1 plus 24 is 25. And I got 25 and 159 thousandths. So I would say my answer is definitely reasonable, and that's what I'll put down on my paper.